Hello guys, welcome back, and in this video I want to show you how to set up Apache and MySQL as Windows services. So this is something that will require, or probably you might require, when, say for example, you want to make your the way you manage your website locally efficiently. You don't want every time you start your Windows application to to start manually the Apache service or the Apache control panel. And also, let us say again you go to a client and you have installed something to his machine, and maybe it is a POS, point of sale, maybe it is a management system to manage his files and stuff. You don't want every time he starts his machine that he should be able to, or he should start the XAMPP panel manually. That is very bad practice, especially for the client. He doesn't need to know that you have XAMPP and it is starting every time that he's accessing the system. Probably this is a local system, it doesn't have any network. You should make this as efficient as possible just to allow him to work with the website or with any system that you have locally without knowing that XAMPP is running in the background. So I did some small research here, and I've also installed a POS system for a client, and that is what exactly I did. I did set up XAMPP, and I did applied Apache and MySQL as services. And also, if you check out the documentation, I'll make sure I leave a link on the description. You can check out the documentation on how to set up the Apache and the MySQL as a service from their documentation. What initially had seen on the internet is that many people recommended you to do something like this, to set up XAMPP panel as a XAMPP panel as a startup application. Okay, that seems fine. Let us try and do that. So, for example, if I open up the XAMPP control panel here, so I'm going to show you two methods. Number one is that I can go to this option here, Net Start. Not this one. This is on this option, config here, and then you see, make sure you check these two options here which says auto start module for Apache and MySQL. What that means is that anytime you start this panel like this, then the Apache module and the MySQL module will start automatically. All right, you don't need to start them manually here. But again, you don't want the client to be always to starting this thing like this, so that these modules can start. The first solution was that I did find from the internet was that open up the run application. That is, you press the Windows logo and the R simultaneously, and then you type shell :startup. Right? When you click OK, this will open the folder for putting the startup application. So this startup application will start when you start your computer. All right, every time your computer boots, this application will boot up automatically. So that is one of the solution. Let me just go inside XAMPP here. So I've put XAMPP inside my control C here, inside my local C disk. So if I go inside here, so what you need to do is that scroll down until you see this option here, this XAMPP start. So what you can simply do is that just pull this beside here, and then pull up your startup folder. Where is it? All right, let's see. Seem to have lost it. Windows R startup, like that. Here it is. So what you can simply do is just drag this XAMPP start application inside this startup folder, and it will automatically start every time you let me just undo this and just copy instead. Not to drag will move the application, and I don't want to move it from, so just paste it inside here. So once you move this application, or you paste this application inside the startup folder, is that anytime you start your application, anytime you start your computer, this XAMPP application will automatically start. So that is the first solution, but this is a solution that personally I did not find it very effective, because anytime your computer will start, this panel here, this XAMPP panel here will pop up, and I think this is kind of annoying to the client or to the person whom you have done this for. You don't want every time you start your computer this control panel or this XAMPP control panel to pop up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove this application and now show you the most efficient application, though it is somehow, I cannot say it, but somehow advanced, but is the most efficient application, which literally sets Apache and MySQL as services behind the scene. So what you need to do is start your command prompt or your CMD as an administrator, all right? If you won't start this as an administrator, you won't be able to execute this command. So we have our CMD as an administrator, and what we need to do is go inside the Apache bin folder, all right? So my XAMPP is in the C, so I'm going to say cd into XAMPP, I'm going to cd into Apache like this, and I'm going to cd into bin, all right? So if you go inside the Apache bin folder, there is an application there called HTTPD. And this application is basically the one that is responsible for making Apache as a service. So if I go here, inside the XAMPP folder, inside the Apache folder, and inside the, the bin folder, there is this application here. Where is it? This one here, HTTPD. So I run a command here, and the command will be, this is another terminal here, so let me just clear this. So I'll run a command here which is httpd like this .exe, the application -k, and then I just say install. So this will install Apache as a service, then enter. So it tells me that the Apache 2.4 is successfully installed. All right, so let me just clear this up. So now if I just go to my services now, Windows services, and I pull just my services here. So when I pull up my services, as you can see now, we have Apache as one of my services here. And the startup type of this Apache service is actually automatic, which means every time you start your laptop or you reboot your laptop, this Apache service will start automatically. And the good thing about this is that this will be behind the scene. The control panel won't pop up for the user to start. So one thing that we need to do is, of course, to start this service here, and I just right click and click on run or start, and then minute. So it seems the service is already running, so let me just close this that we're running here. So let me just do that and then start this again. All right. So now our services is running. So, and again, now what you need to do, or to set up MySQL as a service, now I need to go back into the XAMPP folder, and I need to go inside MySQL folder and inside the bin folder, all right? And once I'm here, what I can simply do is that I can simply run MySQLD -- install, all right? And this will install MySQL as a service. And then if I go back now to my services, okay, let me just close these services and start it again so that you can be able to see MySQL. So I just pull this up again. So like this, if I scroll down now to MySQL, let's go down to, where is MySQL? Yeah, as you can see now, we also have MySQL as a service, and the type is automatic. So I'm going to start this. So this will run forever until I have manually stopped this service. Every time I start the computer, it will run. And the good thing is that even if now I close this guy here, the control panel, and I start my laptop, is that MySQL and my Apache will continue to run behind the scene. All right. So that will mean every website that I have in the htdocs will still continue be running without necessarily starting this control panel for Apache. Guys, so that is how you are able to install Apache as a service and also MySQL as a service. So to stop these services is very simple. Let us say you wake up one day and you don't want to have them as services again. So for MySQL now, you'll just say, instead of install, you just say remove, all right? Like this. And this will remove the services. The error is because the service is still running, so I need to stop these services, of course. So let me just scroll down here. Where is it? So let me just stop this service. And then what I'm going to do is that I'll just scroll up here, and again I'm going to stop Apache here, like that. All right. So once I've stopped these services, now I can run MySQL remove. This will stop the service, and then I can run now httpd.exe-k, and instead of install, I can just say this should be uninstall, I believe. All right, I should go back to the Apache folder, cd into Apache, cd into bin, clear this, run this command again and install. And this will uninstall the Apache as a service. So if I go back here and then let me just close this, start the services again here. All right, let's open up this. So if I go down here, as you can see now, Apache is no longer there. If I scroll down to the letter M, you cannot see MySQL. This is because I've been able to uninstall those services. So guys, that is how you can be able to set Apache and MySQL as a service in your Windows computer, and they will be able to run automatically behind the scene. So in the next video, I'll show you how to set up an icon that you can be able to click, and then it will automatically open the system or the website which you have inside your htdocs XAMPP folder, so that you can be able to have like a simulation of an automatic system, whereby when someone launches the computer or when someone boots the computer, Apache MySQL will start automatically, and then you just click on an icon and then it will open the login page or the whatever page that you want it to be open. And that is it, guys, for this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what videos I should make. And with that, guys, bye bye.